الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Today we're going to discuss the topic of the promise, the return. Yeah, can you hear me? The return. Can you hear me now? Good. Okay. So we're going to discuss the promise, the return, of the Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala, for the Jewish Sharif. And we're going to discuss his era, what it's like to live under his rule, the environment, the people, the expectations. And I'm going to start with a story. So a while ago, I was speaking to someone who's very dear to me. And this person just randomly comes up to me and says, "When's your friend coming?" I'm like, "What friend? Who's this friend that's coming?" Like, the one you talk to all the time. "When is he coming?" I'm like, "Who's this friend that I talk to all the time? Why is he coming?" It's like, the guy you always talk to. I'm like, "Who is this person?" It's like, the Mahdi. Isn't he your friend? Don't you talk to him? I'm like, and then I spent the next 5-10 minutes just laughing, laughing my head off. I'm like, first of all, I talk to him. He doesn't talk back to me. I sometimes feel like, I'm in a relationship. But, because I'm not worthy enough for him to talk back to me. Then I'm like, he's your friend too. And but he is our imam first. So I'm like, yeah, okay. What do you really want? I'm kind of angry. So this person explained to me that they're feeling very angry and resentful to the fact that they're emotionally, this person watches the news all the time, so they feel emotionally invested in what's happening around the world, and they're angry, they're frustrated. They're like, why isn't the imam here? Why is he not doing anything about it? And I'm like, well, he is doing something about it. And then it's like, oh yeah, what, arrogant person sort of. And he's like, well, what's the imam doing about it? I haven't heard him, I haven't seen him. And I'm like, well, the imam is doing things without us seeing or hearing it. Kind of brushing it off. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, don't feel that resentment, because let me give you an example. I'm like, look at look at Mashhad, look at Karbala, Najaf, look at Samarra in its current state. Look at all the other places where Shias live and are dominant. Are they not safe? Do you not feel free there? Do you not feel the power of the Ahlul Bayt or the power of Allah when you go in there? Do you not feel 100% welcome when you enter those places, despite the fact they're in the middle of danger? It's a miracle. It's a miracle in itself that these areas are safe and protected and are completely ours. Like, yes, the Imam, the Mahdi, is doing something. He's praying for us. He prays for us every day. Just because we don't know about it, just because we don't hear it, just because we don't see it, doesn't mean it's not happening. If he wasn't here, the earth would collapse on itself. And I said, the return of the Mahdi is a promise. وَعِدًا غَيْرِ الْمَكْذُوبِ. It's a promise. Even if there was one day left on earth, Allah would lengthen that day in such a way that everything He has promised in the Quran, in the narration from the Prophet and the Imam, would come true. Would lengthen the day in such a way that everything that was promised to us would come true. And let me start with and focus on Surah An-Nur today. And start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَعَدَ اللَّهَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ ليستخلفنكم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم وليمكنن لهم دينهم الذي ارتضى لهم وليبدلنهم من بعد خوفهم آمنا يعبدوني لا يشركون بشيء ومن كفر بعد ذلك فأولئك هم الفاسقون. And I'll just give it, this is ayah 15, I'll just give a translation. It says, Allah has promised such of you as believe and do good work that He will surely make them succeed, the present rulers, in the earth even as he has caused in the earth, even as he has caused those who were before them to succeed. And that he will surely establish for them their religion, which he has approved for them, and will give them in exchange safety after their fears. They serve me. They ascribe no other partner unto me. Those who believe henceforth, they are the miscreants. And this is one of my favorite ayahs in regards to the Mahdi, عليه السلام, because it has all these beautiful gems and hidden meaning. Just as Abu Bara was explaining, the Quran has lots of hidden meanings, and we Shia were lucky because most of the, or if I can say all of the ayat are translated for us either in Majma' al-Bayan, Tafsir al-Mizan, or Al-Bayan by Ayatollah Khoui. All these books are available to us. And a lot of them are translated in English as well. So we can translate, we can understand the meanings of the ayat of Quran. They're not so very hidden to us. And this ayah should be our first reference and our first sign that the return of the Mahdi must happen. The promise, freedom, safety, and peace and security to live under our imam, to have that yearning to live under our imam, must come true. It's a promise to us. And it is also our right. It is a promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah in Surah Al-Nahl tells us, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إِنَّمَا قَوْلَنَا لِشَيْءٍ إِذَا أَرَدْنَاهُ أَن نَقُولُ لَهُ كُن فَيَكُونُ. Our word for a thing, when we intend it, is that when we say it, be, it becomes. So when Allah says something will happen, it will happen. Be, and it becomes. And just a point before I move over, the Imam himself has no control to when he returns to us. It's all up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So from this ayah 55 in Surah An, we'll learn a few things. And these are lots of things. I'll just take the few important things I feel that I need to address today. And it says, Allah has promised to those who believe, وَعَدَ اللَّهَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, those who amanu. So that's a key word, amanu, those who believe. You remain with that belief that He will return. Not that desire, I hope He comes. No, He will return. He is our right. He's my imam. He is my witness on the day of judgment. It should be in a way that if we knew today was the last day on earth, we would still have faith that He will come. Let's say there was 1 hour left on earth. We should have faith that the imam will come. So what exactly has been promised? And that's what I'm going to expand on today. وَلِيُمَكِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ دِينَهُمْ الَّذِي أَرْتَضَى لَهُمْ. Establish for them their religion. What is their religion? What does their religion mean? Here it's telling us that people will feel a sense of empowerment in the embrace of their religion. They will feel free, and they will feel that hunger to chase their faith, chase their religion. Some people say, I can't wait for the adhan. I've been waiting for this. Imam Ali, the example, he used to wait around for the adhan because he had that excitement. I just want to pray. I want to connect with my God. And they will see their faith embodied in all aspects of their life. I was listening to a lecture by Al-Wa'ili a few years ago during my uni days, and I had exams and I was trying my best to procrastinate. So I turned on Al-Karbala channel. That was before they had better producers, so they just used to put reruns of Wa'ili all the time. And he was discussing the Mahdi. He was saying that he was talking about the time of the people under the rule of the Mahdi. He was saying that they'll be held more accountable than those people today because they will possess the knowledge. And that knowledge is haqq, the right, their duty. And he was talking about the different haqqs of the different haqq. Haqq is it's a difficult word to translate, but it means right, duty, or if anyone has a better translation for it. Truth, yes. Truth. So people will know the truth, they will know the truth upon themselves and others. So these are the few things. So they will know the duty they possess over their family. And their family know the duty they possess over their provider. The individual will know his duty towards his friends, his neighbors. And the neighbor knows the duty they possess over the other neighbors. So a person will be in a state that they know the duty they have to someone who did a good deed to their neighbor. So they will know the duty they have towards their imam. That will not be something that is blind or strange for them. What do I do? They will know their duty. And they will know that, for example, they have the duty and the right over animals. And the animal itself knows the duty other people have towards it. It will be in the sense that Islam will enter into the heart of a believer, and you know what is merciful to others and what is merciful to yourself. People will possess the akhlaq of the Ahlul Bayt. So that akhlaq is translated into demeanor, behavior, interaction, way of life. So they will have the akhlaq of the Ahlul Bayt, which is the akhlaq of Islam. At the time of the Mahdi, with the blessings offered to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these things will be lifted from society, which will help ease people into having that knowledge, having that truth. So these things will be lifted in the society under the Mahdi. Fear of illness and falling sick, fear of weapons, so khawf al-islah, fear of natural disasters, fear of poverty, khawf al-faqr. People will not fear poverty, they will not fear natural disasters. وَلَيُبَدِّلَنَّ لَهُم مِّن بَعْدِ خَوْفِهِمْ آمِنًا. So he will replace their fear with safety. In Shahr Ramadan, it's recommended to read Dua al-Iftitah. In here, there's a passage that says, Allahumma أظهر به دينك وسنة نبيك حتى لا تستخفي بشيء من الحق مخافة أحدا من الخلق. من الحق. That's a line. They said, Oh Allah, please make prevalent your religion and the norms of your Prophet through him so that he will not have to hide any item of truth for fear of any creatures. That's as straightforward as it comes. No. Can you now imagine a world where we can pursue our faith without the interruption and difficulties that are prevalent in this current climate? Where culture does not dictate how you pursue faith. Being religious is not frowned upon. Sometimes people tell you, don't be so religious. People don't want to hang around someone who's religious. Be more fun. Why do you leave a room when there's music? You're depressing. These things, not something to be ashamed of. Doing good sometimes is seen as an evil. Making Allah happy sometimes makes you feel guilty for abandoning your friends and family. This won't happen under the Mahdi. Wealth does not play a role in your devotion. Some people work 2 jobs and they're yearning to pray more. They want to have the money to visit Karbala, to visit all the shrines, but they don't have it. So wealth plays a role. Or people are wealthy and they squander it on things that are wasteful. And I'm the first person who does this. As soon as I have money in my pocket, I'm buying chips. There's poor people I know, I'm like, but I want chips. That's a bad example. And health or boundaries, it has no power in how you perform. My mom, she prays sitting down. When we went to Hajj, she was crying. She's like, I wish I could pray some more, but it hurts. And she cried and cried, and she said, I wish I had legs. She's like, I wish I had legs to pray. Why does it hurt when I pray? I can't even serve the way I want to serve. So health will have no boundaries in the way you perform your faith. Fear of war, displacement, or oppression doesn't exist, giving you the stability and peace of mind to devote yourself to true worship. Now, a lot of people in parts of the world, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, a lot of our people are afflicted with, I don't know how long I'm going to stay in my own home because I don't know when danger is coming. And that places an emotional stress on your spirituality. It's draining. Sometimes it drains into your spirituality, making you doubt. In Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 105, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَقَدْ كَتَبْنَا فِي الزَّبُورِ مِنْ بَعْدِ الذِّكْرِ إِنَّ الْأَرْضَ يُورِثُهَا عِبَادِ الصَّالِحُونَ. And certainly we wrote in the book after the reminder that as for the land, my righteous servants shall inherit it. This righteous servants, it refers to the Mahdi. And us believers of the Mahdi, and everyone during the time of the Mahdi will have that privilege of living in that environment. You know, everywhere we search, whether it's in the Quran, various narrations, a hadith from the Prophet, from the imams, they all lead to the fact that earth will be given to the righteous. That oppression will not succeed over justice and mercy. Mercy, kindness, it's a natural human state, even though sometimes it feels the opposite. You know, sometimes we see oppression is in charge. You know, rulers are oppressive. Rich people are oppressive, and they seem to be in charge. Sometimes it feels like kindness is a secondary existence in our world. There is a narration regarding the Mahdi, alayhi salam, when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa said to Imam Ali alayhi salam. So the Imam Ali was asking the Prophet about, you know, who is this? Who will inherit? Said the Prophet replied. He said, from us. He said, يختم الله به الدين كما فتح بنا. بنا ينقذون من الفتنة كما أنقذوا من الشرك. بنا يؤلف الله به قلوبهم بعد العداوة الفتنة كما ألف بين قلوبهم بعد عداوة الشرك. So this is a really rough translation here. And this is a narration from Al-Bayan and also available in Bihar al-Anwar, volume 51, page 83. It says, with the return of the Hujjah, God will seal Yakhtam, or it can be translated to complete, to re-establish. In the same way He began Islam with us, He will save us from fitna. Now fitna can be translated into temptation, strife, trial, distress, or moving away from the path. In the same way, He will save us from fitna in the same way the Prophet saved the Arabs from shirk, and return kindness in our hearts after the animosity of the fitna. So you know sometimes the true Islam would be lifted from the people, and the return of the Hujjah will return that Islam in the hearts of the people. In another narration, it says, بنا فتح الأمر وبنا يختم وبنا استنقذ الله الناس في الأول الزمان وبنا يكون العدل في الآخر الزمان. So with us Allah opened or introduced the command referring to Islam and guardianship of the earth. And with the seal He completes it. And with He, so He refers to the Hujjah, He completes it. And with us God saved the people from the first zaman. And with us God saved the people in the first zaman, so the era of the Prophet. And we are referring to the Qa'im, the just, the truth, the faith in the end of times. So just to conclude my talk today, there are two things that we need to focus on. And these two things are two words. I want you to all go home and think about them, search for them, look for them. These two words, al-adl wal-haq. Look for these two words and see how do they relate in my daily life, in my daily contribution to Islam, my daily contribution to my family, to myself. There's a haq to yourself. And just think about them. Think about these two words when you get home and see how you can better yourself in the topic of al-adl and the al-haq, starting with yourself. And then when you do that when you improve upon yourself, everyone around you improves. And I'm giving this advice first and foremost to myself. You know, I'm the first one who needs to do this. Sometimes you get preoccupied with life and you forget, how can I improve myself in the way of Allah? And that is the conclusion of my talk today. صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.